What's happening, everybody? Super excited to see all of you this evening. Do me a favor, turn on your cameras, please. This way I could see you, you could see me. And then since we can't have everybody unmuted, I was so ramped up for everybody. I literally collapsed the internet here. But I'm back with you now. And if you're excited, type in excited in the chat bar. Anybody that's been in my world for a while, have you noticed that happened to me before? Like I just get so ramped up and boom, the whole thing snaps. Hey, first, I'd love to know, where are you from? Type in the chat bar, where are you logging in from? And those of you that are not on camera, do me a favor, pop on camera because I'd love to see you, unless you're dressed inappropriate. Then only turn it on and turn it off real quick and leave the rest to our imagination. We got Florida. Oh, I've been looking at Florida. Me and my wife were talking about that. Virginia, my son's looking at Virginia right now. We got Florida, Arizona, California. All right, I'm honored to have all of you from all over, wherever you're checking in from. I want to make sure you got a pen and paper. You're going to need it. The second thing I would like to know that would help me, because yes, I have a whole outline, but I'm willing to modify this to serve you at the highest level. Here's what I want to know. How long have you been in my world? Have you been in my world brand new? Type in brand new. Have you been in my world for a while? 1 year, 1 month, 1 year, 1 decade, decades. Type it in so I can see. Brand new. Welcome. Megan, nice to meet you. Super excited. So many new people in our world. Well, I'm going to deliver, just so you know, this is not one of your normal trainings. This is one where you are going to get actions, okay? And if you're good with actions, type in actions in the chat bar, and I'm going to jump right in here. Now, as I start to share things, I'm going to have to, for some of you that have been in my world a really long time, well, I have to set a little framing. Is it okay if I set a little bit of framing? Like, I got to tell you a little bit about me because you're new. And you might be like, hey, who's this tattoo guy with this lion? Like, why should I even, how long should I stay here with him? Does he know? So please, as I'm sharing things, I'm not trying to brag to you. I just got to set a good foundation for you guys. And also, why I'm going through things, if things hit you, if things impact you, they all of a sudden make you go, whoa, okay, thinking different. Can you type in boom in the chat bar? And let's do a little quick test. Type in boom right now. Because I want to make sure now, as I'm hearing booms, I'm going to be like, okay, I'm tracking for impact. I'm tracking for impact for you. All right, let's dig on in here. All right. So you're here because what we want to talk about is FuDog Group's six-step rapid productivity system. And I'm going to give you some fundamental and foundational things about productivity. But first, I just want to know some things from you, and you're going to talk to me in the chat bar here. 2023 is here. The question is not will you succeed, are you succeeding at your level you want already? I mean, and every one of these that I read, if you could resonate or yes, you're dealing with it, there's no judgments here. There's only curiosity. Okay, so I'm not impressed if there's someone here that owns 50 mansions and Lamborghinis, and I'm not impressed if there's someone here that's struggling. I'm here to serve everyone. But is it possible that some of you are frustrated and confused with so many demands today? So many demands. Or you feel pulled between business and life, or disconnected from maybe a relationship. You started growing a company or a career and you feel that separation gap happen, or health is starting to be sacrificed. Who can relate to health the last 3 years for sure, maybe longer for some of you, where you're just struggling to get it all done, right? You got so much more you want to get done and you're not achieving your goals at the level that you want, or you're feeling a little overwhelmed, right? This is where the anxiety and stuff starts to bubble up, or you're growing your business, but you're not growing your life. Is anybody a slave to the business? Type in slave if you're just like, man, I like it, but I'm hostage to it. And I'm winning, but I'm destroying things, right? Or you're drowning in tasks, but not sure if you're actually getting the right stuff done. Do you ever do the right stuff at the wrong time? I have. Or you're just downright in survival mode. The world is moving too fast, right? There's AI, there's businesses are growing, businesses destroying, there's inflation, there's all this craziness. Well, let me share some of my big awakenings. My big awakening that happened the last couple of years for me. I mean, I kind of knew it was going on, but man, did it shift is in order to have a bigger business, you need to have a bigger life. Kind of counterintuitive to what some people think today. And in order to 10x anything in life, see, if you ever heard the 10x theory, type in 10x in the chat bar, type it in. You hear it all the time, 10x, 10x, 10x. Well, here's what they don't tell you, at least I don't hear them telling you, is you have to 20x yourself. As I built my life bigger, and this is my beautiful wife, Jennifer there, we've been together since we're 15, and I'm level 52 right now. I don't know why people say 52 years old. I mean, I'm getting stronger, faster, more powerful as I level up. What level are you, if you're okay sharing? And you can make it up because we don't even know for most of you, right? But here's what I learned. As my wife and I leveled up our life, our connection, our clarity and alignment with each other, guess what? I was able to build a $32 million service company. Is anybody from New Jersey? Type in New Jersey. I was able to build a $32 million service company in New Jersey and sell that in 2017. So if you're in New Jersey, then you probably recognize those yellow and black trucks. And I also was able to create the top implementation and organization training and education in the blue collar space, which was called CEO Warrior. And I exited that company in 2020 because my wife and I made an agreement that we now need to change the world, not just change business owners. But I will tell you, like, our life was pretty hectic along the way. And if you have hectic or you understand hecticness, type in hectic in the chat bar. I mean, this is me. I'm probably, I don't know, 16, maybe 17 there. This is my wife. We're definitely younger. This is when we got married. And this is me and my business partner back then, Rob. So if anybody knows what it's like to get your hands dirty, dig in, and work until you feel like you're almost blind, type in hard worker in the chat bar, right? Because that's where I was right here, struggling. I mean, I struggled for probably at least almost 12 years before I started to make a change. And not only did we grow, here's us. This is a long time ago when, well, if you see my son on here now, he's the guy with the big, strong guy with the beard, but that's what he looked like when he was younger, as he was in training. We'll call it young man training. And we made a lot of mistakes along the way. I mean, a lot of things that, like, man, I just couldn't figure it out. Like this here, this is my daughter, and I'm sitting there. And if any of you, well, back then, I don't know what kind of phone that is on my ear. I guess I'm dating a little bit there with that. That might be a cordless phone. Does anybody even own those anymore? And I'm like, phone, credit card, child. People say I was ordering pizza. I'm pretty sure I was ordering parts for a job. Can you relate to trying to just juggle it? Type in relate in the chat bar. Man, I could just relate to that. So I want you to know, I'm not one of these experts, gurus trying to tell you like, oh man, I had it figured out forever. No, we didn't. We had to figure it out along the way. And we figured out a lot of stuff because, and I want you to write this down, I believe what a lot of people want in life is they want a life that feels like a vacation. They want a life that feels like a vacation. Now, how will you know you're there? When you no longer have to go on a vacation to escape your life is a vacation. This would be a good time for you to type in boom in the chat bar for me. Type in boom. Because first you have to set your mind on this, and then it can start to become a reality. And I'm going to help you create that reality today. Now, because of how we started to, and how I started to function at a new level, how I started to 20x myself, then guess what? Boom. So any of you are on here. If any of you are business owners, type in owners. If you're a career person, type in career. If you're an executive or director or CEO or COO or CFO or whatever you call yourself, put it in the chat bar. I understand here. I understand what it's like to grow a sizable company, 32 million. I know what it's like to have 200 employees. How many employees do you guys have? Type in. I'm sure some of you probably have more than 200. 165 trucks. We couldn't even fit them all in the picture here. That means I really understand accidents really well. Things that crash, break down, flat tires, and double-digit profit. And the only reason I say that is because I learned how to win. Write this down, everybody, and my team will put some notes in the chat bar. Winning is a mind game. Winning is an identity game. Let me say it again. Winning is a mind game. Winning is an identity game. And that's when after I grew that company, I had so many people, and I have a love for the blue collar workers because I started as an electrician. So I understand. My dad was a mason. I was bred into, working with my hands and physical work. And this industry was just suffering so bad. I stepped into that world to change the industry. And that's how I grew one of the top training and implementation organizations in the world and exit that in 2020. And this is more just for foundational for you guys, because I was doing a call with a client today, and I was sharing with them, it's so hard to find a well-rounded person. It's easy to find someone who understands one thing, but they don't understand many things. And if that makes sense, type in makes sense. So this here is just to show that I understand balance through this. I mean, I'm in a relationship over 3 decades, so I know what to do and what not to do. I've been in martial arts over 3 decades. Do we have any martial artists? Type in martial arts in the chat bar. I always love, there's always a few martial artists on here. Okay. Welcome, martial artists. Any military? Or any military? Type in military. If you have any military, thank you for your service. I've been business building for over 3 decades. So when I tell you through this training that I figured out some of the secret sauce to scale, and a little tip for all of you, scaling a business. Do any of you want to scale a business? Type in scaling in the chat bar. Do you want to scale something? I got a tip for you. It has nothing to do with marketing, sales, operation systems. I did all that. I became a marketing expert, selling expert, leadership expert, operational expert. There's one thing that changed everything, and it was the ability to shift the way you think. Now, also, I've authored, man, I'm losing track of this. I think we're on 19 books now. If you read the Mind Power book, can you type in Mind Power in the chat bar? It's one of my favorite books next to Secrets of Business Mastery. And if I could rewound time, like Back to the Future, I would have did that book first. And then look, I've been on stage with some of the top experts in the world, Jay Abraham, Brian Tracy, Mike McCallett. So hopefully if you read Mind Power, or maybe you'll read about it in the future and help yourself shift. Now, look, this is here just to let you know what some experts say. Jay Abraham, he said to me, he said, you know what? You're transforming individual enrichment from the inside out. Write this down, everybody. It's an inner game. It's an inner game. And Kevin Harrington, who's one of the original sharks of Shark Tank, if you know Kevin, because you watched him on Shark Tank, type in Kevin. You guys are doing amazing in the chat bar. So let's make this as, remember, I'm not here to talk at you. I'm here to talk with you. And he pretty much said, look, we cracked a code on what we're doing, and we're very proud of that. And I want to make sure that every one of you get really early value here, so you know what's about to go down. So my team's going to put 2 links in the chat bar. One link, a gift for you if you're not in there. It's a free Facebook group. So click on that real quick and make sure you're in that group where you'll get insights and highlights and knowledge and information from me. The second one, if you did not read Mind Power book yet, and you'd like a free copy, and if you would, type in free in the chat bar. We're going to put a link in there for you, and just click on that now too, but click on it quick because I don't want you to get distracted from what I'm about to talk about. It's that important where we're going. So, okay, those of you that are clicking free, I'm honored. Click the link. My team will put the link in a couple more times for you so you don't miss out, okay? All right, and just an early reminder for some of you, we have a training coming up in March, okay? I'll talk a little more about it at the end of the training, so don't feel like you have to take details. I just know there's always somebody on here that like, what's coming up, and halfway through the training, like, I just want to get in, they'll click it. If you're interested in that, we'll put the link in early for you, but I'm going to talk about it if it's okay. But I want you to hold me accountable to earn the right to talk about this. Okay, but you see some dates, we got something cool coming up. So do me a favor, type in boom in the chat bar if you'll make sure I earn the right to share this with you. Okay? All right, let's do it. It's time. It's go time. It is time for us to cover the 6 steps rapid productivity system here. Okay, and what we will do is get ready for number 1 here. Number 1. And hang on one second. I just got to send a quick message. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so number 1 is create an inspiring vision. An inspiring vision. Now, most people, and I want you to tell me, if this makes sense, most people dream of a fuller life, but they never really get there. How many of you have been dreaming of the next level for 1 decade? Type in a decade. Type in a decade. How many of you have been dreaming for the next level for decades? Like you are decades waiting for this. You're just like, man, I need this. And the reason is that most people, their dream is just not clear enough. It's not clear enough. And it may not be inspiring enough. And you might have just a little too much resistance. Now, let me dig into this a little bit. I speak sometimes, and I don't go around and do speaking every week. I'm very selective who I speak to and when. So sometimes I'm in front of 3,000 or more people. And how many of you want, as part of your dream, make more money? What was that movie? Mo Money? Type in Mo Money in the chat bar. Like, how many of you are like, yeah, I want to make more money? Okay. Now, I said this, how many people want to make more money? And they go, yeah, me. So I walk over to a guy and I give him $1. And I said, you can leave now. He goes, $1 ain't enough. $1 ain't enough. So I said, oh, here's a $5. You can leave now. $5's not enough. I said, wait a minute. So you want more money, but you're not clear enough on how much money. So write this down. Your dream has to have clarity in it. You got to know what it looks like, sounds like, feels like. You have to taste it. This is how the brain works. The brain works because the brain needs a destination. It needs a GPS coordinate for you to go. If it doesn't have that, it's kind of like, oh, more money. Where it's dropping pennies in front of you. I see a lot of people are saying freedom. Well, all of you could have more freedom today. You get that, right? Like you could have more freedom. You could just get rid of everything, live on the street. You'll have freedom. Just live on the land. See, it's not more freedom you want. You want more freedom with a certain lifestyle behind it. If that's true, give me a true in the chat bar, right? Now, the other part is it has to be inspiring. You got to imagine, and I hope you know this, I'm not here because I have to be here. I sold 2 high 8-figure businesses in the last 5 years. I'm here because I have such an inspiring passion to remove suffering from humans' lives. Do you think this pandemic thing, did it reduce suffering or increase suffering? What do you think? What did it do? Reduce or increase? I mean, man, it increased a lot of it. People got confused. People got sick. People got unhealthy. People don't even know what the hell they want anymore. Well, what we want to do is make something so inspiring that when people try to tell you, oh, it's it's inflation, and then you're like, I don't care what it is, right? Because all of these things, recession is a word. What you choose to attach to it's up to you. Now, the next thing is resistance. Too much resistance. See, resistance is, how many of you, be upfront with me, how many of you have a little bit of resistance and you have some things inside of you like a little bit of shame, a little bit of guilt, maybe a little trauma, you were bullied as a kid or something. How many of you got just a little something? Type in little something, right? Including me. I had to learn to get past those things. Now, the next thing is here, we want to create that real growth here with a vision. And if you look, like, here's where most people, I believe they are. They have this little bitty, like it's a dream. It's a little bitty dream. But I believe this is what everybody wants right here. They want this very clear, inspiring thing. Okay, I'm going to give you something to write down. Ready? Write this down. Your future that you desire, is already built. It's waiting for you to catch up. Do I get a boom for that, or you're writing? They probably, if you're new in my world, nobody prepared you for how fast the information will come. Sometimes I used to tell people when I would speak in front of thousands of people, I'd say, don't ask me to slow down, please. I need to train you how to speed up, because slowing down is not it. No one's winning slowing down. LZ, let me tell you something. This story, you guys tell me, Matt, is this story a good story? It's not a true story. The turtle and the hare. Barbara, what a silly story. The tortoise against a rabbit. There ain't no turtle ever beat a rabbit in history. How do I know? I'll bet you experienced a lot of turtles run over in the street. How many rabbits have you experienced? I bet more turtles than rabbits. See, that was a great story. So people, when they're young, it's like your kids don't feel bad. Like, oh, no, it's okay. No, this world, no, it's not okay. You have to pick up and speed up. And you got to have that destination, that vision that you're going for. Now, look, you don't have to listen to me. I'm not here to tell you I'm right. I'm just here to share with you what I did. Anybody can sell a company once. They can. Okay? Anybody can sell a company once. But when you sell 2 in 5 years, it's no longer lightning striking. It's a formula. If that's true, type in true, because it is true. And if you're ready for number 2, boom, give me a big number 2 while I take a sip here. Okay, let's do it. Here we go. Number 2, we got to create targets. Okay. Now, a goal, it's interesting about goals. Goals are, they're just like a wish. Have any of you had a goal like, hey, I'm going to lose 20 pounds and you lost 10? I feel today goals have become this failure word. Now, here's the thing. The military, do they have a goal to take out the enemy or a target? They don't try to do it. A target is a laser-focused destination. I remember when I took on this identity and changed from goals to targets. See, a goal was grow a company. A target was 30 million or more, right? So just the fact of you writing one word creates one new distinction inside your life, which can change everything. Now, once you stop setting these goals, I want to run you through a little formula for targets here. Number 1, and tell me, can you type in value in the chat bar if you're getting value here? Can you type in value in the chat bar? Okay, because I want to make sure I'm giving you blueprints that you can take and put into massive action. When? Now. Everybody type in now. When? Now. This is not one of those things, oh, let's hang out with Mike. He's going to be loud. He's going to go fast. He's all tattooed and good. I don't want you to have a good time. I want you to have a transformational time. Anybody, you can show up on Netflix and have a good time. I want you to be transformed for this. All right, so look, number one, right here, precise, okay? You know exactly what you will achieve, focused and measurable. Write this down, you might have heard it before. What you measure expands. What you measure and report expands exponentially. How do I know? Okay, you weigh yourself on a scale and you're like, oh, well, right now I am 180. Well, the last time I was 187. I was 185, and then I'm 187. Now, no big deal because it's my reporting. But if I go to my son, who's on here, Michael, he'll type so you know who he is. If I tell him I'm 187 and he knew that I got to go below 185, I'm reporting to him. And now there's a whole nother level of exponential expansion because now I'm reporting to him and he's going, hey, I see you. Do you see you? Right? So we have to be precise. Number two, accountable. You apply tracking, rewards, leverage, and accountability help. This is exciting. Any of you that have been in my world, I'm known for a couple things. One, I'm not known for a lot of chit chat. Just so you guys know, I'm an introvert by nature. I step out of my introverted self to serve you, and then I go back to my introverted self. And I was telling my son before, Monday, if you live in New Jersey, I'm going to my barber. He's a new barber. I'm only there on the second time getting my hair done. And the guy's saying he's going to do these. I gave him an idea to do interviews inside his barbershop because I thought that would be cool. And 10 minutes later, I have this guy that if he doesn't do an interview in his barbershop, he has to eat dog crap and film it and put it all over the internet. Now, he might get 1 million views. I don't know. Maybe that's a benefit for him. The point is, how many of you, be honest with me, how many of you, if you had a little more accountability the way you need it, because everybody's accountability is a little different. Some people, they need like boot camp, like you got to do it. Some people just need, hey, I'm going to hug you, but you got to move forward. Type in accountability if you know accountability would move you so much faster, so much further, that you get in your own way when you're not accountable. Yeah. I'm impressed by how much you guys are playing full out in the chat bar. So I honor you for your participation there. All right. The next thing, challenging. Now, your target should take some effort to achieve. It should not be within the simple reach. Some people, oh, I'm gonna lose some weight. How much? 1 pound. Okay. Well, I don't know. Is that a stretch, 1 pound? I don't know if 1 pound's a stretch. Maybe it is for you. You want that target, that challenge to be a little bit further than your comfort zone. When your brain sees that there's this resistance coming up, it will start to connect new mind pathways for you to move past it. Instead, how many of you, it's interesting, this is how it works. Somebody taught me this decades ago. I used to set a target and just say, let's say the target was, well, 1 year we added 6.5 million in a year. It's pretty good. You own a service type company, you add 6.5 million in a year, you're doing some stuff right. But I said I was going to do 6.5 million. Why didn't I do 6.7 million? Why didn't I do 6.9 million? Why? Because I didn't say 6.5 or more. This is how the brain works, everybody. The clearer the destination. Now, if you cap the destination, you only hit the ceiling. You can't break through it. Now, the next part of that is this here, which is enhances vision. Now, your target should be derived from your inspired vision, right? How many of you, be transparent with me, how many of you pull back your greatest future because if you told it to somebody, they mock you? Tell me in the chat bar, or they make fun of you. They go, aren't you happy enough? Did you ever get, I know I have successful people on here. Aren't you ever going to be satisfied? No. When you're satisfied, you start to unwind time and you start to die. I am a believer that if you stop growing, you will start to die. Your brain's meant to evolve. It's meant to evolve, right? So your target should be this vision, but a vision that you're okay telling everybody. One of the things we find that people love most about being in our world is you could tell us you want to do 1 million, 100 million, you want to lean to 150 pounds, you want to be a professional bodybuilder, you want to make your relationship super connected. And we're like, yes, let's build a plan. Let's get there. But most people are playing too small. They're playing too small because they don't want to set this target. If everybody's clear, we're going to start setting targets, not fantasy goals. Type in targets in all caps in the chat bar, please. All right, Ken, Kevin. Yes, Gavin. All right, we're making impact. James, Michelle. All right, cool. Let's do number 3. Let's do number 3 here. Oh, well, this is nice. This is just a case study from Lanita. Some of you may, if you know Lanita, type in Lanita in the chat bar. We love what Lanita says because it reinforces you might believe me, but you're definitely going to believe her because this is what she said. She said, transformative inside my home and inside my company. See, transform you, transform everything. Type it in the chat bar. Say it as you. Transform me, transform everything. Now, this is a big section, so I need you to take a deep breath with me. I need you to take a deep breath. Ready? Breathe in, Corey. Breathe out. Okay, because this is a big one here. So you got to try thinking of this think and grow rich type thing. When you say think and grow rich, they're only focusing on the mind. Productivity just doesn't happen because you think it will. You need to align your mind, your body, and your spirit. Now, I'm not going to get all foo-foo on you. I can get foo-foo, don't get me wrong, but I'm going to get tactical with you. First off, your mind, okay? Your mind, your body will follow the mind. Your body will follow the mind. When your mind is aligned, there's no chaos, you're focused, you're disciplined, you're moving forward. Tell me in the chat bar what happens with your body. Strong or weak? I bet when your mind is strong, your body feels stronger. True? I think it's true. Now, when your mind is strong and your body is strong, do you then have the spirit to go for bigger things, accomplish more? Now, I don't care the definition of spirit you put on it. It's your choice. If you want to put God's mind or universal or energy or vibrate, I don't know. Spirit to me is the ability of you to be so aligned. You have no fear moving forward. You have no fear going for what you desire. Now, watch this. When your spirit is broken, beat up, fatigued, I bet your body starts to get knocked down. When the world tried to knock down your spirit, maybe not all your worlds, but if you can relate, tell me relate. When the pandemic came and they tried to crack your spirit, how you should feel. Be scared, everybody. Fear. Did your body start to get nervous? Oh my God, what's going to happen? And did your mind start to go through chaos? It is. We're dealing with more anxiety, depression, and fear than ever in history. Well, I got something to tell you. You don't have to live that way. You don't. Because that's why I wrote Mind Power. When you align this mind and you get your body, which just starts to move you, you get out of bed quicker, faster, your spirit's aligned. Now, this is your thought. See, your thoughts tell me all the story. They tell me the story. Now, I can't climb into your mind and go, let me check out your thoughts. Some of you are like, don't do it, Mike. Too scary. If it'd be too scary for me to look at your thoughts, type in too scary in the chat bar. Would it be too scary? Now, but I can tell the minute you use words, oh, I know what you're thinking because your words tell the story. Your words tell me the story. People would tell me this, Melanie, they would say, well, and tell me if this worked out for you, James. When people say your friends, you're going to move, and your friends go, yeah, I'm going to try to get there by 3 p.m. Tell me what time they showed up, everybody. Tell me what time. Did they show up at 3? If they say, I'm going to try. If they said, maybe I can make it. Maybe I can make it to help you move. Do they show up? If they say, I hope I can do that. Does it? No. See, try, hopes, and maybes. Nobody wins with try, hopes, and maybes. They don't. But the word creates it. Let me share. Once you have the word, you go to deed is the action. Okay. How many of you, I always use the same example because it's the most simplistic to make a point. How many of you have lost some weight before? Type in lost. Type in lost. Okay. How many of you, be honest, including myself, how many of you lost weight and you gained back that and just a little bit more? Tell me. True? Did it ever happen? You gained it back. Well, wait a second. Why? Oh, you got lazy, you started eating cupcakes? No. Your brain, when you have a thought, I lost something, you tell everybody else, I lost it. Well, guess what? Your brain goes, oh man, Heidi, I don't want to let you down. You mean you lost something? We must find it, and your brain will find it in abundance. Now, if you said you released it, guess what happens? Releasing is to go away and I don't want to welcome it back. I don't need it. Try this new distinction next time you want to release some weight and watch what happens to you. So our thoughts create our mind. Our thoughts create our mind. Our mind creates our word, right? Our deed makes our body move in a forward direction or a reversing direction. What is your big takeaway so far from these top 3 that we did? Tell me something that's resonating with you so I could get a pulse from you on where we're at for things. And man, we still got a ton to cover. So I want you to stay strong and I want you to commit to finishing this journey with me tonight, no matter what time it is. Okay? Thoughts create your mind. Yes. Plan words, reframing is good. Okay. Target without limit. Yeah, and I'm only sharing, like, I wish somebody was putting this together for me. And this next thing, I'm not saying this because I'm like trying to impress you. Like, I've invested over $3 million. I could prove it to you. It's not one of those blowing smoke things. $3 million in my education. I wish someone just told me these 3 2 decades ago, a decade ago, because what I was saying out of my mouth was creating my reality, and it wasn't the reality I desired. It wasn't the reality I desired. All right, let's go for number 4. Number 4 is one of my favorites. It is relentless execution. Relentless execution. Now, the most successful people in the world are not the ones who do the bare minimum. And oh my goodness, tell me in the chat bar, is there a lot of bare minimum going on? And I hope if it's one of you, I don't mean to offend you, but it happens that bare minimum does not get maximum freedom. Do you know anybody in your life, in history of time, that you opened up a history book and they said this? They said, oh, hey, Gavin, this person did the very bare minimum and became famous and wealthy and freedom. Like, I don't know any stories. At least it hasn't been my experience. Maybe somebody will prove me wrong, right? The most successful ones are the ones that are willing to push harder, run further, create more, and outwork, outsmart, outdo everyone else. I already know you're one of those people. Why? Well, it's 7:41 p.m. here in New Jersey time. I don't know. What time is it where you're at? Tell me what time it is, which means you're already dedicated to move further, faster, bigger. And guess what? A lot of people, they don't want you to do that, but I do. I'm rooting for all of you. Now, if we look at this, first, we have to have a sense of focus. Martial arts, 37 years. I will tell you one thing about martial arts. If you don't focus, you normally get hit and hurt. That's just the game. Okay. That's how it works. In martial arts, if you don't focus and don't move, you're going to get hit, right? But focus is only as good as actions. If people have a focus problem, they can't take actions. Now, actions are only as good at the level of energy you have. The more energy you have, just so you know, and I'm not saying to brag again, I'm just saying, I'm putting my framing here. I'm gluten-free for 15 years. Is anybody else gluten-free? It's by choice. My energy went up tremendous. Maybe you've heard this stuff before. Now, for an Italian guy to be gluten-free, I won't tell you that was the easiest for years, but it ramped energy, because when you have energy, you will gain more focus, more action, more energy. I don't do caffeine, so I didn't just jack myself up on a Red Bull to show up for you guys. I don't do caffeines and drugs and alcohol. I don't do that. If you do it, that's fine. I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm just here to share with you that the more focus you have, the more actions you put forward, the more energy, you will create things that will blow your own mind. You'll expand beyond your own possibility. Now, when you lose focus, tell me what happens, everybody. Energy up or down? You lose focus. Energy up or energy down? Your energy goes down. When your energy goes down, you get more stuff done or less stuff done? More stuff done or less? Your energy goes down, you get less stuff done. When you get less stuff done, do you then decide to focus more or you focus less? It's a vicious cycle, okay? It's either expanding or it's declining. That's the world we're in today. That's your mind. When it knows things are expanding and we have momentum, things expand more. When it doesn't have momentum, the mind says reverse itself. All right, you still getting value? Type in value if you still get value. We're not done yet. We're just warming up here, everybody. We're just warming up. Okay. Accountability tracking. So I want to give you a nice little template here and an understanding behind the template to help you out. So first, we want to get more done in 2023 than ever before. True? Type in true if that's true. Did anybody wake up this morning and say, I hope I do so much less, get so much less. I want less of everything. I want less freedom. I want less health. I want less connection in my relationship. Did anybody wake up this morning and go, I just want less? No. You might have not said you want more because you don't know how to do it yet. That's why I'm here to help you. But you want more, like longevity, more or less, more. Connection to your relationship, more or less, more. Connection to your own mind, more or less, right? You want more of this. The most effective way is to set up tracking mechanisms that allow you to monitor your progress. Now, who knows what ROI is? If you know, say yes. If you don't, put question mark. If you know, yes. If not, question mark. Okay, question mark. Okay, so ROI is return on investment. Now, being a business and scalability expert and growing and scaling companies, return on investment and tracking measurement in business is very important, right? You're tracking marketing and sales and profit and all these things, right? P&L state, you're tracking everything. Why don't people have tracking in their life? Their life creates everything, but they don't create tracking. So what I figured out is by creating some tracking here, we can improve things. So let's look at it. Let's go to the first category. So we go here in health. Well, what's an action that I want to do in health? So I'm going to do 1 hour of dojo training. That's like the studio you train in, right? And I'm also going to do conscious eating. I built a plan. You know the deal, right? Fail to plan, plan to fail. And now what I do is, what's my lesson learned at the end of today? Well, I did a great training, pushed real hard, or guess what? Stopped at the donut shop. If I stopped at the donut shop, oh man, is anybody thinking donuts now? The gluten-free don't do well with donuts, and a gluten-free donut is never really well. I'll just tell you that. But red. Now, red is not to make you feel bad. It's to make you aware. Okay. Write this down. I will not let indicators make me feel bad. I will just let them make me aware. See, people allow they allow the numbers to create an emotional stimulus, an emotional motion, and it either makes them mad or angry or frustrated. It's just an indicator that we need to do something different or do something more, right? Now let's look at relationships. Let me do a little poll here with everybody. And if your relationship's on here, be careful if you answer. Your relationship, whatever that is, husband, wife, partner, whatever you call it, 10, passionately connected. I mean, we're talking like every time you walk by, somebody's slapping each other's ass. 1, you can't even stand to look at the person. Be transparent. Where are we on relationships? Some of you answered quick. All right, we got 9, 9.5, 8, 6. Is there another level, everybody? Is there always another level? Yes. So here, maybe a walk with your spouse. Loved my walk today. My wife and I went on a walk today. Little chilly down here, but it was beautiful. And then what about had a great conversation? Yeah, well, this could have been my tracking here, except I didn't stop at the donut shop and I didn't train. Had a great conversation with how we can serve each other. My wife and I have done this today already. So boom, I could give myself a green. Now let's talk about wealth, right? Right here. So who knows that the reason why they're not at the level of wealth they desire is because there's some head trash going on? Type in head trash if you know that. Like, is it head trash? A lot of people are programmed with head trash. Money is evil. Money is dirty. Money's hard to get. Money goes out the door too fast. Money is only to pay bills, right? I never have enough money, in a state of restriction. People, whatever you, write this down, ready? Whatever you tell yourself over and over will become. Yeah, you create your own destiny, right? If I say, I'm always broke, I'm always broke, I'm always broke, I don't have enough money, I'm always broke, I'm always fighting, I never have enough money, I'm always broke. Do you think one day your mind goes, hang on, Mike, no, I got a plan. Let's make more money. No, your mind goes, oh, I guess this is, I should always be broke. I'll always stay broke. That's how it works, right? Now, when you look here under wealth, overcoming limiting beliefs about money, worked on neutralizing money is dirty from my mind. How many of you were when you were a kid and picked up money the first time, you showed your mom, you're like, money, money. She said, go wash your hands now. Money is dirty. Type in true if that happened for you. Did that happen? My mom said it. Go wash your hands. Money's dirty. How many of you had kids and they got their tooth fairy money or birthday money? They're like, Mom, I got $30, right? Today, you're like, you got $30. You can't even buy a dozen eggs, right? Like, but back then, $30 was a lot, right? And then as soon as your daughter or son counted money, what'd you tell them to do? Just like your mom told you, hey, go wash your hands now. Even if you didn't say dirty, did you wash your hands because it was clean? Now, I'm not telling you to lick $100 bills. I'm not telling you to do that. But I am telling you that if that program was put inside your mind, even if it was 30 years ago, 40 years ago, 50 years ago, it's still playing inside your mind. And the other one is diversified portfolio. This is something all of you should be thinking about just a little more, diversified portfolio, and looked at and investing in a company. No matter what you do, can all of you just write that down as an extra bonus tip from me? Diversify everything in your life right now. Diversify everything in your life. What do we got here? We got, oh, somebody's got chickens and now my wife's going to want chickens again. Can we just get eggs from you and then we don't have to get chickens someday, please? Someone hook us up with eggs because we eat the good eggs. And my wife told me they're like $10 a dozen right now. She said, that's what we're dealing with, eggs. All right. If number 5, accountability and tracking, is it a big boom? Can I get a boom? I tend to push negative people away. Charlie, even turkey eggs, never had them. Send me some turkey eggs, please. Okay, now write this down because when somebody said negative, this is going to be a big awakening for you guys. There is no negative and no positive. There's no right and wrong. There's no good or bad. There's only your interpretation of what you think is negative or positive. Are any of you on here tonight always positive? Like always? Even when you got the runs, you're always positive. Even when there's traffic, are you always negative? No. It's a balance. You actually need both to neutralize yourself. All right. Can you handle number 6? Type in number 6 if we can handle it. Can you handle number 6? Those of you that are new, are you having a good time? If you're new and you're still here, then I guess I'm okay. You like my craziness. If you're new and you're not here, well, then I don't know what to tell you. Send me the middle finger emoji on Facebook or something. I don't offend easy. Okay, so now we got to build actions. We got to build actions into habits and habits into systems. I want you to shoulder up, breathe deep now, and let's get ready for this. Okay, let's get ready. Now, actions are things we do once. Habits are things we do predictably. Okay, and systems are things we do automatically. Every action you do more than once should become a habit and then a system. So we want to create actions. Now, could you have actions that are for your downside, like, hey, I chew my nails? Well, I don't know if you want to create a good nail chewing system, right? So this can work both ways here. Now, when we turn actions into habits by doing simple things over and over, use simplicity and repetition to create predictability, anticipation. So if all of you know, and I believe you do, if you knew that there's a system you want to, and I'm going to give you one. Do you want a system that I guarantee the top 1% of the world of most successful, most freedom, most desired life do this one system? I didn't think I was going to talk about this. Aaron's like, oh man, he's going to give it to you. I will give it to you. Just type in boom in the chat bar if you want this, and I'll tell it to you. Now, we want to turn the habits into systems by writing down a process and looking to outsource or automate parts of it, because we don't have to do all the system pieces. Let me give you a system. Here's a number one system top 1% do. First, the action is this. I'll write it down. Plan your day the night before. Plan your next day the night before in writing. In writing. Okay. Now, I don't care if you want to use one of these apps and stuff. I am a like junkie of white pads. My Thursday is I already got it logged in. My Thursday here. Everything is right there. I know I got something at 10 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 6:30, and 7 p.m. tomorrow. Now, how do I turn it into a habit? I have to make sure no matter what, do not go to sleep until you plan your next day. Now, when you do this, you'll get into a system. For me, my system is at the end of every day, normally right around 5 or 6 o'clock before dinner time, I go in and my system that I created is next day. I look at it, I look at my calendar, and I do an adjustment. What am I going to get done? I call it my do or die, Now, how many of you want to sleep better? Type in sleep. You want to sleep better. Like maybe you sleep a little bit, but sometimes, rough. This strategy here. Now, I didn't make this up. I learned this probably 3 decades ago. I've been doing this for well over 3 decades. Okay. Someone told me, you want to sleep better? Plan your next day in writing the night before. I said, but I don't, Mike, I don't understand. Why does that work so well? He said, because when you take things out of your brain and you put it on a paper, your brain goes, oh, this person won't forget that. This person won't forget that. You now may shut down your brain into deeper states to heal your body and think of other things. Now, If you plan your next day and you still can't sleep, then you got to brain dump. I don't have to brain dump no more, Gavin, because I've been planning my next day. But if you go to bed, how many of you have what's called like monkey mind when you go to bed? Type in monkey. You lay in bed and you're just like, dum, this problem, cars, the brakes, the tires, the house, the leak, the cabinet door, the job, the guy quit, the guy hired, my boss sucks, right? It's monkey brain. Well, if you plan your next day and you lay down in bed and you have monkey brain, take a pen and paper and write all the monkey thoughts down. Write it down. Go, my boss sucks, or I love my boss, or I have to do this, or I can't, this is bothering me. That's what they would call journaling. The more you brain dump, the quicker and more powerful your sleep is. Now, today, I still tweak this some and I test it myself because I wear that Oura ring. Does anybody else wear one of those rings? I find it super convenient. I've had every watch, every type of gadget to monitor, create my life's KPIs. But this ring, if you don't, just type in a team, put in Oura. If anybody doesn't have it, I like it because I replaced my wedding band. It tells me my heart rate. It tells me how I slept. It tells me efficiency. So now I know, what did I do? I was just telling my wife before, because I got back in this routine at like midnight and 12:30. I'm still grinding out stuff, but I know that I have to reset back to a time to do that. How many of you know that you want to, and you don't have to lie to me, so don't type it if it's not true, you're going to adapt the system of not going to bed without planning your next day and brain dumping if you have to. Type in commitment. I want to know if you're committed. Are you committed to doing this? Because I will, let me share this. Everybody wants this next level. They crave it. They crave it. But they don't want to do the actions. Like, look, my wife and I have been debt-free since we're 28 years old. I'm level 52. Level 52. So it's decades debt-free. Now, I'm not saying it because, hey, look at me. I'm saying it because I made a decision to take action on things that other people wouldn't. Now, did I go on 14 cruises? No, we didn't go on cruises. Did we go to Disney 22 times? No, we went a bunch of times, but not every month, right? Because of that, we created a life with very little stress to worry about, and it's what taken us to the levels of success. So I want you, and this goes back to life systems. So just write down life systems. We'll come back to that, or you'll go back to that over the next day and start looking at what life systems. That's why people are in our world, because we're creating systems to help them optimize themselves as humans. The more optimized of a human, the more expansion of everything you desire. The more expansion. All right, let me pause 1 minute. Tell me right now before I go to identity, can you go a little longer with me? Are you hanging with me? Are you committed to stay till the finish here? Tell me in the chat bar. Because I have more to give, and we're going to go to identity, but I want to know, what is a new action item you're taking away? You'll know something about me. If you've been in my world a long time, you know we're not leaving here without action items. If you're new in my world, well, now you know how we roll. We're not here for warm and fuzzy. We're here for creating the life you desire. Okay, so tell me, plan the next day, night before. Yes. Adding in all the way. Let's do it. Brain dump night before. Plan the night before. Oh, you guys, you're making me proud. You're making me proud. All right, let's talk about identity. Somebody said this to me many years ago when I was still stuck in a truck, pulling electrical wires in crawl spaces where, you know, people had like 13 cats and 14 litter boxes. And I could pretty much tell you the species of a cat by climbing in a crawl space. I know what every type of insulation feels like in my back. I know blown in fiberglass, the paper stuff. I know how it all feels because I've climbed in attics, climbed in crawl spaces, picked acts for wiring, swimming pools and stuff. I get it. Someone said to me, you know, Mike, I was trying to go to $1 million. I couldn't get there. We did 600, 700, 800,000. We never broke $1 million for over a decade. Someone said to me, he goes, you know, Mike, you cannot do $1 million business with $100,000 mind. I was like, oh, that's interesting. He said, no, let me say it again. You'll never do a $5 million business with a $1 million mind. And then it started to click and click big. So I started to move and started to make progress, and life started to improve. And then that mentor again came to me, goes, yeah, okay, so you're changing your mind, but you're not changing your identity. You're thinking different. You're not becoming different. Let me say it again, everybody. You're thinking different. You're not becoming different. And I went, oh, man. So to get different, I need to become different. How do I do that? He said, well, you got to invest in this. You got to change this. You got to think. Let me just give it to you. You don't have to invest in nothing right now. I'm going to give it to you right here. This is a bonus strategy. Ready? Let's do it. Our identity is the sum of values, beliefs, and experiences in a moment of time. Our identity can shift. Do you have the identity of someone who is busy and overwhelmed, or do you have the identity of someone who is a master of time and focus and can easily achieve more than others? Now, my identity, and I kind of giggle, so I hope you're not offended by my giggle here. People go, oh, nobody wants to work, and it's hard to find people. Okay. And what's different than the last 3 decades that I've been in business? Everybody's been saying that. And then when I was started to grow a company, a service company, which is, a long time ago when I started it, we had two employees, me and my partner, and 2 helpers, and we needed people. Someone said to me, so why can't you find any? I said, there's no good ones. They all steal. They're all on drugs. They all try to rip you off. If you can relate to this, type in relate on somehow here. And he says, well, you've been telling yourself that so long, you can't even see a new truth. You've been telling yourself that so long, you can't even see a new truth. He says, how about this? Why don't you tell yourself this just for today? And then if it doesn't work, call me up, he says, and tell me it's stupid, it doesn't work. He says, tell yourself this. There's amazing people everywhere, and now I start to see them. There's amazing people everywhere, and now I start to see them. No, and any of you, I might curse a little bit. Do me a favor. If it offends you, just pray for me later. I am so good about myself. If you don't like the curse word, then just change the word for yourself. So no shit in here. 4 hours later, phone rings. Hey, this is so-and-so. Are you hiring? And I go, oh my goodness. Are you kidding me? The guy calls me the next day. He was coaching me on this. He said, so how many people called? I said, 1. He said, what'd you do? I said, he was amazing. I hired him. How do you go from 4 employees to 200 in less than a decade? You think different. There's no lack of population on the world. See, people crave people who have a powerful identity. Your identity changes your relationship. It changes your health. Let's go through it. Step number 1, evaluate where you're at. Really true. Like, just get real and raw with it. Like, I don't like it. I don't like where I'm at. Number 2, be willing to shift and change. Now, shifting and changing is a little more, because you got to be willing to remove past guilt, traumas, and programming, along with shames, right? Because if you're in a state of feeling defeated and feeling bad and oh, I have so much guilt because I didn't do this and I didn't take the opportunity, very tough to change your identity through guilt. See, some people have forced identity change. You crash in a car, you lose your legs, your identity has changed, right? Some people, they go to war, they come back, identity changes, sometimes beneficial, sometimes not beneficial, right? You get beat up, you get bullied. One person's identity, me, I got beat up when I was 15 by 5 gang people. I had a choice in that moment. Black eye, busted up. They held me against the wall. The decision I made after that was my identity would be someone who that never happens to again, ever in life. And I've never stopped martial arts in 37 years, because in my mind, I know it's my identity. Now, we got to get ready here to build a new identity, to build a new you, a stronger you, a more focused you. So step number 4, once we build this new identity, we have to be willing to step in it. Like, if you're really going to plan your night, your day the night before, that's your identity. That's who you are. Somebody's like, hey man, can we chat? You're like, not till after I plan my next day. My business partner that I was business partners, I still own buildings with him, Rob. I sold companies with him. He'll tell you, even when we were out of town, doesn't matter if we were in Vegas or somewhere, at nighttime when we got back, he'd say, what are you doing? Planning my next day. He's like, we're out of town. We got to go to a seminar tomorrow. I'm like, I'm planning my next day. It's a non-negotiable for success. Now, step number 5, be consistent in your identity until, number 6, your new identity serves you until it doesn't serve you. Then it becomes your old identity and you change it. You repeat the process and change again. Who's understanding how important identity is? Type in identity. If you now, maybe, did it click for any of you? Did you go, holy shit, if I just flip my identity? Now, it's not a matter of just going, oh, I feel like I suck and now I'm incredible. It's not like suck less, do more type thing. Like, it's a process. We got to remove resistance, got to remove shame, got to remove guilt. We got to show you how powerful you are again. We got to reprogramming the thinking so your mind is aligned with your body. When your mind aligns with your body, I'm going to tell you, I'm a believer in this. Sickness goes away, aches and pains go away, power in your body settles in, your spirit expands, your ability to focus expands. In this state that I'm talking to you about, with an identity that you build almost like Iron Man, tell me what's possible. What's possible for you in the chat bar when you do this? Oh, it's possible. Why? Because I did it myself. I know. I was an electrician, grew a big company, grew a big coaching company. Now I have other companies. I don't just have FuDog Group where we're changing the world. I have an equity company where we take equity in companies and help them. Why? Because I know there's never a day. I just did 5 days of training, 15 hours a day. Myself and Aaron and some of my other team, we went away for 5 days and spent 5 days training. Because expansion and growth is not a want, it's a need. Write that down, everybody. Expansion and growth, it's not a want, it's a need in today's world. Don't worry about the AI and what they're telling you. Worry about that it will evolve past you faster than you because you'll be left behind. All right, so let's do this. What if you could create a powerful new identity that will serve you to the next level and then discover how to step into your new identity to unleash yourself to achieve more freedom and a greater legacy than ever before? Who wants that? Tell me boom in the chat bar. Now, did I earn the right? Only if I earned the right. If I didn't, don't listen to me. Did I earn the right to at least share what I got coming up? I'm not done teaching, just so you know. I got more teaching to do. But I know some of you, you might have to go. Did I earn the right? If I did, I'm going to do it. Let me talk to you. And there's no pushiness here. If this is a fit for you, I'm a fit for you, and your next level life that you desire is waiting for you, well, then let me talk about a couple minutes. And then I'm going to give you a couple more strategies for tonight. We have a training coming up. It's called Change the Channel. It's March 18th and 19th in New Jersey. It is going to be the greatest personal growth training, hands down, that you'll ever attend in 2 days. How do I know? Well, look, and anybody that's on here that's in my world in any shape or form, you've attended a training, can you type in the chat bar what the trainings are like? Can you tell them? Because look, I could say everything, but they'll listen to you. Now, here's the deal. Change the channel here. Change the channel is we're going to be inspired by experts who have achieved success. And wait till you see the experts that are coming. I know you took a little snapshot. I'm going to explain it to you. Discover how to overcome your old programming and stories. In 2 days, whoosh, switch it. We are going to, this is not a motivational thing. Transformational. Motivational, Go turn on the music, go dance in your living room. I'm not the motivational guy. We're not going to clap and kiss each other for 2 days. I'm the guy that's going to call it out on the mat and say, okay, are we ready? Are we ready to do this? Because 3 decades went by, but you have many decades to go. Now, we'll find out how to change the channel, which is how do we change our thinking, our beliefs, our systems, our patterns, our habits, our behaviors. Oh man, you guys got me so excited. You got me really excited. Okay, we'll create a powerful new identity that serves the next level, and we'll lead with a step-by-step transformational blueprint. The one thing that bothered me so much about trainings, you go there, they give you a bunch of stuff. Monday comes, you don't know what the hell to do. If you can relate, type in relate. Can you relate to that? Now, we'll connect and collaborate with other growth-minded people in a journey. Now, here's the thing. This building, this is a picture of the building right here. This is the actual room we'll be in. There's only 300 seats. That's it, everybody. There's only 300. We can't go in the halls. We can't go in other rooms. We can't put up tents. There's only 300 seats. And a lot of those seats are gone already. So I'm being aware. I'm being transparent with you. Now, here's what we're going to go through. And I'm not going to read all this because I still got more to teach you guys. And I don't want to keep you all night long, but I'm not willing to shortcut you either. Okay. So one, we'll do the magnifying glass method. And this is where we're going to peel back the curtain to your hidden stories and beliefs and habits that have been holding you back. Who is like knows we better pull back the curtain a little bit? Type in pull back the curtain, right? We're going to pull back the curtain. We'll then work on the resistance eliminator system, okay? This system is where we're going to go inside our minds and our body and our thinking and eliminate what no longer serves us. You're dealing with all this pressure, stress, anxiety, and frustration and anger and hate. Man, it's called the resistance eliminator system for a reason. We're going to have the vision creation process where we're going to challenge you to create bigger, to create different, to no longer play just a little game, but maybe changing a world game, maybe a legacy game. We have the identity makeover accelerator where now we're going to start to put that whole identity into reality. We're going to create it and we're going to start to move and function in it. We'll have the transformation blueprint because fail to plan to fail. I got to make sure you leave with a plan, and you will leave with a plan. And then we have the mind power super fuel. And this is your friends and family will be shocked at the transformation. We now will supercharge you when you go out that door. I don't care where will you be coming from to attend in March? Will you be coming from Florida, California? Type in where you're coming from. Type in the chat bar. You won't even need a plane to go back. You'll literally run out the door. You'll be like, I'll be back. I'm going to run the hell home. We'll have to prepare your family. We're going to have to prepare your family. You should just bring them with you. I'm just telling you right now. Not because I need them there, because you need them there, because you're going to shift that much. All right, look at the lineup. Everybody just rub your hands together just a little bit, just a little bit. Look at this, okay? Kevin Harrington, original shark of Shark Tank. Mike McAllowitz. Anybody read Profit First? Type in Profit First. He's brilliant. I've been on his stage. He's been on mine. He's showing up here. Mark Evans, scalable business expert, right? Kevin Axtell, amazing. And then you have us. You have my son, 23, talking about he's a mind power master at helping people break through beliefs. You got Aaron who's on here, who's going to show you all the things he learned on breaking through the next level. You got my beautiful wife on here. How many of you are going to bring your wife or husband? Type in wife or husband you're bringing. You're going to get to hear me and my wife on what we've done in real time, real action over decades to stay aligned. Here's one of my pet peeves. Can I share my pet peeve? Type in pet peeve. Can I share it? Here's my pet peeve. For decades, I was attending trainings. I had a blast learning marketing, sales. My wife wasn't going to training. She wasn't in the business. And then one day we both had the reality and it hurt me maybe more than her because I didn't realize what I was doing. I was growing at all these things. There was nowhere for her to go. There was nowhere for her to expand. It almost cost us our relationship. And I get emotional thinking about that, because what if we never came to that new distinction? So then we built a place, and we've been to trainings, both of us, we go to different ones. We built a place here where a husband and a wife and a couple can come together. They can come together and they can grow together and expand together. And no longer, I mean, what's divorce rate? 60%? Did you fall in love for 60% of love to get destroyed? And then, of course, you get me. And if I'm okay, if I talk to you a little bit in person from stage, where now it's not one of those things I'm on stage and curtain closes, I'm like we're gonna bump some elbows together. Is it okay if I'm around you guys? Give me a boom in the chat bars. Is that okay? I hope it's okay. All right. Now let me talk about the levels, and everybody here is going to want a different level. Just so you know, the Diamond Experience level, not too much left. I'm just being transparent with you guys. It's not one of those things you're going to show up in the whole room is Diamond level. But let me give you some of the highlights here. Some of you, who on here is a VIP buyer? Type in VIP. My wife and I, oh, look at the mug I got. Look. Anybody watch The Office? False. I got the false mug. So my wife and I are VIP buyers. Like when we go to Disney World, we're not the people that wait 4 hours in line for one ride. I'm like, what's the fast pass and what's the faster pass than the fast pass, right? We don't get on a bus with 80 people sneezing on each other. We're like, what's the private tour? If we can't do the private tours in VIP, we don't do it. I've been that way. She's been that way our whole life. We're like, if we're going to do it, we do it right. But it's okay if you're not there. This level though, I'll point out some of the highlights. 2 tickets. So you could bring your husband or wife with you, or business partner or somebody. You'll get access to the speakers, area to network. You're going to get a workbook. You're going to get diamond access, upfront seating. Don't let that scare you. I know I might be a little intimidating here. I got you covered. I got you covered when you're in front. You're going to get lunches, which is going to be cool. You'll also get a quick registration line. So you're going to get in before everyone else. We'll have a little lounge for you guys. We'll have some online training sessions before you attend. You'll get a diamond dinner. Not everybody gets a dinner. You're going to get a dinner. You'll get early access. You'll meet and greet some of the speakers. You'll also get a copy of our One Life training and our Mind Power training. Now, if you join tonight, we just finished session 3 of Mind Power. If you join tonight, Thursday night starts session 4 of Mind Power. You'll get the replays. You could jump on and get some live. Otherwise, you'll get this replay. Just so you know, Mind Power training was a 10K training, and One Life training was like, I think it was 7,500 for One Life training. You get both of those. They'll change your life forever, stacking it with this. And then you'll have a post-optimization training. So even after the training, we're going to get some time together. You will never see a ticket this again. I promise you, anybody in my world, you know that everything we do, it's high value. It's 10 grand, 7 grand, right? But here's what you could do. $34.56 for 2 people to attend. You're saving $14.56. This has to go away. I'm just telling you. Why? Demand, only so many seats. It's got to go away, everybody. You're here. I'm honored you're here. If that's the type of person you are, take the diamond ticket. We'll put the link in there. Team, put the link. If you want it and you're worried about other people taking it, do it. I hope you guys know, okay? It's 821. I sold 2 high 8-figure business the last 5 years. I'm not here to sell you nothing. I'm here because I love people more than sometimes they love themselves. Okay. VIP. Hey, maybe that wasn't a fit for you. Maybe it was a little too much. Scares you. It's okay. It's fair. You'll still get an additional ticket for a partner or spouse. You'll get 2 full days of training. You'll get the speaker sessions. You'll get the workbook. You'll get the blueprint. You'll get a VIP access. You'll still be closer. You're not going to be super close, but you'll be closer. You'll get a one of the lunches. You'll get lounge with snacks. You'll get an experience package, and then you will get the One Life training. You won't get Mind Power. You'll get One Life training. We'll give that to you. And then we have a pre-event online session. $864. You're saving $864. It's normally $1,728. I told my team, I know we'll never do it again because, Kevin Harrington is not, you don't have him for $5 come, right? Like it's a big deal for these guys to come. So if you're going to do this, I'm just telling you, the prices have to increase. You guys know eggs are $10 a carton. What does lunch cost? We got to raise it. So, but for you guys at this training here, we said, if anybody's committed to us, we're committed to you. And the last one, this is just because you need something and you're just in that place. You need a chance. Okay. You'll get the training. You'll get the speakers. You'll get the network. You'll get the workbook. You'll get a blueprint. You'll get a badge. It's $432. It's saving you $432. Does not include a second person. Here's a summary of it, everybody. And then we'll get back into finishing up the training tonight here, which I'm excited because wait till you see what we have coming up next. Here's the 3 levels. You just go here to sign up. You either 3456, 864, 432. There's the value of it. If you have any questions, let's put the team information. If they have questions, you can reach out to us. If it's all clear and you're tracking, can you type in tracking? Can you type in tracking? And if this is huge value, do you see it as huge value? Type in value if you see it as huge value. You're going to spend 2 days with us, changing the game. You're not leaving without the game changing, I promise you. And the agenda is incredible, incredible. We understand how to serve you because 2 years ago, I was doing 35 3-day event trainings. We got it down scientifically what helps humans shift. Your life will change forever. Okay. Oh, this is what Jason Kirby says. And you can just read it. He's a whole different person now. He's a whole different person now. And he is. I'm super proud of him. All right, let's dig into. We got to go into strategy here. Here's a bonus strategy for you guys. If you're ready for bonus, give me a big boom, everybody. You ready for bonus? Let's do it. Okay, many people end up on the couch at the end of the day because they're worn, right? They're worn out. But the most successful people are still pushing. They are. They choose to have more energy even when everyone else is done for the day. Tell me if this is your reality with people, your family, your sister-in-law, your brother-in-law, some of your kids, whatever. Most people are right here, right? They're right here. They're fatigued. They come home. I'm like, what time did you go to work? 8? It's 5 o'clock. You're fatigued at 5? Oh, I did a lot of thinking. A lot of thinking from 8 to 5? No. You haven't optimized your mind. You haven't, remember, the body follows the mind. Write it again. The body follows the mind. If your mind's not optimized, of course you're tired, sitting there eating, chicken wings or something and drooling out your mouth, falling asleep while your wife goes, oh man, this is where we're at. This is where we're at. Your wife's chatting with her friends at 9 o'clock at night saying, oh yeah, he fell asleep at 5:30 again. No wonder your wife gets frustrated with you. I'm talking to the guys now because you got no energy. You're fatigued. Your wife's waiting for you to step the hell up already and move forward. And guess what? Energy pushes you above all others. And look, it's possible the wife's falling asleep on the couch too, I guess, right? 14 to 6-hour days and you're done. Yeah, until you optimize your mind. Until you optimize your mind, it could be 18, 20. You can sleep 4 hours, maybe even less for periods of time and still going. It's a program game, everybody. It's a program. I know because I did the days. I did the hours. I do more hours today than probably most humans on the planet. I'm not bragging to you. I'm just telling you. I just want to show you how to go from here to here. Who knows there's another level of energy superpower? Type in power in the chat bar if you know there's another level of superpower. There is. The minute you decide they're not, you're done. You're done. Okay, let's start bringing this bad boy home here. Strategy number 8. Elevate your life and achieve faster growth by focusing on mind growth, not mindset. Not mindset. Everybody say it's all about mind. They go set. I go, no, it's not. Wrong. When you set your mind, that's a set mind. Stuck. Can't grow. Can't expand. If I pour concrete in my mind, it sets. Can't grow. You want this. mind growth. Do I get a boom for that? Do I get a boom for that? That's why you're here. You're not here for mindset. You're here for mind expansion, right? Now, this is you yesterday. I'm really excited. That's you today. How many of you could just feel the growth happening here? Don't bullshit me. Tell me the truth. Like, do you feel the growth happening here? Type in growth. I can feel it. I'm looking at you guys. You came in before 10 and a whole bunch of you came in. You're like, I hope this shit's good. And I don't know what this loud ass guy's going to say. And he's all tattooed up. And what's the deal with the effing lion behind his head? What's he think? He's the effing lion king? I know what you're thinking. No. I can feel it. You're stronger and more focused now than you've been maybe since the beginning of this year. You feel it too. But here's the thing. I am focused on just today. I want 2023 for you to dominate it. I want you to no longer feel fatigued, no longer feel weak. I want you to feel so unstoppable. Your family is literally tying a chain on you not to hold you down because they want to go for the ride. You better tell your children, your wife, your husband, your grandkids that you're alive now. This is common. We get people come, my trainings that I used to do, guy shows up, he's 75, he leaves, he thinks he's 18 again. His wife don't know what the hell to do with him. He's trying to pick her up, bring her in the room. She's like, what happened there? What'd they give you? You know what he says? Life. Gave me life again. He believed in himself, went back, and his wife's like, oh my goodness. Then the wife's telling me, no joke. I had wives Facebook message me and go, when is the next training? I'm like, why? He's coming back again. I'm like, oh my goodness. I tell the guy, what'd you turn into, a lion? What happened? He goes, I am so alive. She wants me to keep coming back. I'm not making this up. You ask anybody in my world. Ask them. If you're new, get on my Facebook, friend me, and look, go back in history. All right, who's excited about this? Type in excited if you're just like super excited. Here's a really great friend and somebody who's been in my world a long time. And he said, we've been able to make over $1 million outside of their business. This is not a business training, guys. I don't do business training. I do the real stuff, the most important thing today. It's called mind optimization training. It's called identity training. It's called make you superhuman training. If you need business training, I got a ton of best people in the world that surround me, help me in my business. I could give you referrals. But you cannot scale anything you want without scaling yourself. Challenge me on that. Okay, here we go. We're finishing up. Here's the deal, everybody. This has been a real pleasure for me tonight. We finished right at 8:30 on the dot. I'd love for you to type in what's your biggest takeaway and biggest action. They're going to put the link in the chat bar for you. They'll put it in a bunch of times. There's still some seats left, and I'm looking, and I know that I'll be getting text messages, diamond seat, diamond VIP, general. I'm honored no matter what option you pick. Nobody's better than anyone else. If you're a VIP buyer, take the diamond, come to the front row, hang out with me. If you're general, I'm going to come to the back row and visit your ass anyway. Nobody escapes the power, the change, and the transformation we're doing. All of you that are new in my world that just showed up today, I'm honored. We're friends now. Show up on my Facebook, my social media, my private messages. I answer them myself. I don't have some, at least not now, I don't have some AI chat function talking to you. So if I respond to the Facebook message, it's me responding to you. And I'm honored if you'll come and hang out with me and grow together. I look forward to seeing you in March. If you have any questions, everybody, do me a favor. Just type it in the chat bar. If you want our team to reach out to you, just type in reach out. My team's going to stay here a couple minutes. They're going to grab all the information for you guys. In a second, I'll play a song on the way out. Otherwise, I love you guys. You'll have all the information in the chat bar. It's been a complete honor and a privilege for me to serve you guys tonight. So, boom. Let's play a song on our way out here.